Good morning, guys. Welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. You know very well, this is a very important scheme um, with respect to the examination, UPSC examination. Okay. And let me tell you one thing. I'm starting a new series to cover all the important government schemes from the point of view of UPSC examination. You know very well how much weightage or importance is there for the schemes, government schemes, their performance, their implementation, goals, etc. Several times in prelims and even in mains also, as part of governance in mains, several questions are being asked uh, directly or indirectly on the government schemes. Okay, so we need a specialized preparation for the government schemes. Keeping that thing in mind, I am starting this new series. Okay, so in that, first I am taking one of my favorite schemes that are there for rural development, especially. Of course, this scheme focuses on urban areas also. So I'm taking this important scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, PMAY. Okay. You see the scheme, this program has been started with the goal of housing for all, realizing the goal of housing for all. You see several such universal goals are there. Health for universal health coverage, that means health for all. Uh, then universal education, that's means achieving 100% literacy rate in our country. In the same manner, the government of India is also having an ambition or goal of providing a pakka house, okay, with permanent roof, with proper roof. That is the meaning of pakka house for each and every family in our country, irrespective of their income level. Okay, so that is what is the core crux of this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, so the goal is housing for all, realizing the goal of housing for all, and the focus is transforming the livelihoods of the people, especially the poor people who are living in dilapidated habitations or houses, um, providing them a dignified living culture, providing them a dignified living opportunity or space by developing a robust civic infrastructure, by providing robust civic infrastructure. Okay. What is the meaning of providing a robust civic infrastructure? You see, providing a house for the people means it's not just providing a house means it's not just a simple four walls and a roof on the four walls. No, that is not a proper house. Along with that, we need a functioning kitchen. We need a functioning toilet. Okay, and we also require a functioning tap connection. Okay, all these things are required, and maybe the habitation also needs some connectivity, proper connectivity. Okay, this is called as a proper home, functioning home, and this is also called as civic infrastructure, robust civic infrastructure. You see, the scheme's goal is this, and not simply providing a house. Okay, right. Then whose responsibility is it to provide or administer this scheme? In rural areas, the responsibility of administering this scheme is the Ministry of Rural Development. In the rural areas, the scheme is being administered by this ministry. In urban areas, I think some problem is there. In urban areas, the scheme is being implemented by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay, these are the two ministries responsible for implementing the two components of the scheme. We will see just a few minutes later. Two components are there in this scheme. One is for rural areas, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, okay, rural, then PMAY-U is there. This is for urban areas. So each component is administered by one of these ministries. Okay, so that is what you have to know about the scheme as an introduction. We will move forward. Okay, so this is the goal. Once again, let me tell you, the goal is providing housing for all. It's about the scheme is for providing universal housing coverage for all the families in our country. And one more thing is, the philosophy that is driving this scheme is just like many other schemes, it is the rights-based approach. What is the meaning of rights-based approach? You see, having a house and to get work so that they can people can earn money. It's no longer a charity done by the government when it is providing house or it is providing work through G scheme or G program. It is the right of the people or citizens to get them from the government. Okay, so the scheme is being implemented with the spirit of rights-based approach. Okay, right. Now we will see the beginning of the scheme or launch of the scheme. This particular scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, is launched in 2015-16. Okay. But you see, before this scheme also, there were some schemes precursor to this one. There were schemes like Rajiv Awas Yojana and Indira Awas Yojana, with the goal of providing a Pakka house for the people. Especially these schemes are focused on rural areas. Okay. More and more emphasis was there on rural areas. Okay. But these earlier schemes were considered as not comprehensive. They were, what should I say, fragmented. And putting an end to that fragmented approach, this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, has taken up a comprehensive approach. Okay. So what is that comprehensive approach? Earlier, the focus was simple construction of the houses. Just you build 4 walls, a roof, that's it, house is complete. Even some houses did not have a roof on the 4 walls. Also, putting an end to that practice. And now the focus is on dignity-led civic infrastructure. This is the emphasis. So it's what is the emphasis now? Dignified housing or dignified civic infrastructure to the people. Right. This is the core theme of the scheme. You have to remember it. And you will be benefited a lot if you quote these things like these in the mains examination. Robust civic infrastructure, okay, dignity-led civic infrastructure, like that. If you put in these words, you will be rewarded with good marks. Okay, so these things I have already explained. Pradhan Mantri, two components are there in this scheme: Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, Pradhan Mantri. Earlier I told rural. Hindi word has been used, that is Gramin. Okay, then Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Urban is there, and respective ministries also have mentioned. Okay, now we will see a few details about the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Okay, what is the goal here? The goal is providing a Pakka house with the basic amenities. What are the basic amenities? Like I have mentioned earlier, it should be having a functional kitchen, functional toilet, and a functional household tap connection. These are the minimum things. Okay. To whom these will be provided? One, for the families who do not have a house at all, and also for the people or families who are living in dilapidated rural structures like shanties, huts, etc. These are the target. Okay. So you see the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme Gramin has two phases, or for that matter, the entire scheme PMAY has two phases. First phase completed by 2024. By that time, the government of India realized that we were unable to provide sufficient houses to the people. And for that reason, second phase PMAY 2.0 has been started and it will run till 2019. Okay. So in phase 2, the government of India decided a target that altogether 4.95 crore houses have to be built. So roughly it's 5 crore houses in rural areas in phase 2. Okay, this is the target. Then if you see the financial structure for this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, in plain areas for each and every beneficiary, 1.2 lakh rupees will be provided for constructing a house. And if the region is hilly and difficult terrain region, 1.3 lakh rupees will be provided. Okay. So 10,000 more rupees will be provided. Okay. And how is the share of the finances between the center and state for this scheme? For normal states, the ratio of sharing of the scheme expenditure between the center and states is 60 is to 40, means 60% will be borne by the center and 40% will be borne by the state government, respective state governments. Okay. But when it comes to the Himalayan and northeastern states, 90% will be borne by the central government and 10% will be borne by the respective state government. This is the financial structure of the scheme. You remember, for beneficiaries in plain areas, 1.2 lakh rupees will be provided. And if the terrain is hilly and difficult terrain, 1.3 lakh rupees will be provided for the beneficiary. Okay, right. Move forward, we will move forward. And the next aspect is beneficiary selection. Okay, you see, most of the times the actual person who actually require how a house that families will be omitted, and people who do not actually require house, they have been included. So there were allegations earlier that when previous schemes were implemented, there were allegations that nepotism was there, beneficiaries were not appropriately selected. Okay, to overcome that problem or that allegation and to objectively select the beneficiaries, okay, without leaving the people who actually require this benefit, a three-tier validation framework has been created so that a transparency in beneficiary selection can be ensured. So how it will be done? First, the government of India will take the SEC data, socio-economic and caste census data, which was released in 2013. Okay. Then data will also be taken from Awas Plus mobile app, which is a survey tracking app. Okay. So, and finally, the beneficiaries will be validated in a Gram Sabha meeting. Okay. So this three-tier validation will ensure that beneficiaries are objectively selected, means the house is being given for the family who actually require it. Okay. Right. This is the another significance of this scheme. Okay. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Now we will see some details about the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Of late, we have realized that in urban areas also, we have to focus on housing. Okay. Similarly, the phase 2 component has been started in 2024 and it will be there till 2029. And it has been identified that 1 crore houses have to be built for the urban poor and middle class people. One thing you have to remember here is, along with the urban poor people, middle class people also have been targeted. Houses will be built for the middle class families also. Okay, right. You see, to provide benefits under this scheme, the beneficiaries have been classified into 3 categories based on their annual income. Okay, so first group is EWS, economically weaker sections. Okay, What is the criterion for this group? Their annual income is up to 3 lakh rupees. Okay, they are earning less than or equal to 3 lakh rupees annually. That is the first group. Second group is LIG, low income group. What is their income range? Their income range is 3 lakh to 6 lakh rupees. Then third category is MIG, middle income group. Their income range is between 6 lakh and 9 lakh rupees. Okay. So why we have to categorize like this? Based on the category of the family or beneficiary, different type of support will be provided by the government. That is the core idea. Okay. Right. So this is the classification of the people, urban people who are there in urban areas. Okay. And to implement this scheme, the scheme has been divided into four verticals, or PMAY-U has been implemented in four verticals. Okay. So we will see those verticals and you remember them, very, very important from the point of view of examination. So vertical 1 is BLC, what it is? Beneficiary-led construction. So beneficiary, he or she will uh, himself or herself will construct the house. Support will be provided by the government. Okay. So the financial assistance to EWS, this is for economically weaker section groups. So here we have seen, right, economically weaker section groups for them. Okay. So financial assistance to this economically weaker section families will be provided for new constructing a new house or enhancement, also for the enhancement of the existing house. Okay. Whether that house is a kacha house or pakka house. Okay. Semi pakka house, and financial assistance will be provided directly by the government to the beneficiary for constructing a house, new house, or improving the existing kacha or semi-pakka roof houses. This is the first vertical. Very, very important. You remember, this is for the economically weaker sections. Okay. Right. Then second one, vertical 2 is very, very important. This is affordable housing partnership. So what it is, the government of India or uh, the government of India, not government of India, but respective states and union territories, they collaborate with the private developers and they will begin the PPP projects, public-private partnership projects, to construct the houses. Okay. And in this way, once again, for economically weaker sections of the society only, housing will be developed, but it will be a big, big project, and n number of houses will be constructed. Affordable houses, okay, will be constructed, and they will be given the houses. So best example you can say in urban areas, this is Rajiv Gruhakalpa. Okay, one scheme was there, Grihakalpa, where housing complexes or apartments will be constructed by the respective state government with a private player, and the beneficiaries identified EWS beneficiaries will be allotted a house. You can say in Telangana, the 2-bedroom scheme, okay, 2-bedroom flats that are provided under Indiramma Illu, okay, Indiramma House Scheme, one of the best examples for affordable housing in partnership. Okay, very, very important. I think for most of the urban areas, I think this is the way forward. If we have to really eliminate the slums that are there in urban areas and provide a decent housing for the people, this is this is the most viable solution, according to my personal belief. Okay. Right. We will move forward. We will come to vertical 3. Okay. Vertical 3 is affordable rental housing. You see, this is also very, very critical. Uh, you can say the rental housing in urban areas in our country has broken. It is a broken system. Why? You see, on one side, you will see these luxury type homes, very luxurious big houses which are lying vacant in urban areas, whereas middle class people, poor people, and migrants also who are migrating from rural to urban areas, they are finding it difficult to find a decent house to rent. Okay, so on one side, low rent houses, there is shortage for low rent houses, decent houses for these low and middle income group people, whereas there is excessive supply about the luxury houses. We have to address this anomaly also that is there in urban areas. What is the solution for that? We have to provide or we have to deploy the affordable rental houses. Okay, so that vertical is also there in this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Very rightly, this vertical is also there. So, whom this particular vertical is targeting? Particularly, it is targeting the urban migrants, workers, and students. Okay, you see these, especially these urban migrants and workers, they are the people who are living in slums, in dilapidated habitations. And you know very well, they do not live permanently in urban areas. Most of them, at least, most of them do not live permanently. Some seasons they live in urban areas, and during the monsoon season, they move back to their rural areas. They do some cultivation, and once the rainy season is over, once again they will come back. So in this way, this group is very transient. For that matter, students also very transient, means they are not permanently, they are not going to live permanently in urban areas. So to that kind of people, there is no meaning in providing a permanent or own house for them. Why? They are not going to live there for permanently. Their movement is there continuously in transient mode. They are continuously moving from one place to another place, or they are moving between the rural areas and urban areas. So what is the best solution for them? You provide a affordable rental house for them. Okay. So with that thing in mind, the third component, affordable rental housing scheme has been, or vertical is made a part of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Okay. Then finally, fourth component is also there, that is interest subsidy scheme. Okay. So in this, the government will facilitate 4% subsidy on loans up to 8 lakh rupees uh, for the people who want to construct their house. Loan will be provided for them. Okay. Uh, uh, 4% subsidy will be provided on loans up to 8 lakh. Okay. But maximum loan that can be taken under this scheme is uh, up to 25 lakhs. Okay. Rupees 25 lakh. Uh, then house value has to be capped at 35 lakh. Okay. Okay, but up to 8 lakh only 4% interest subsidy will be there. And on the rest of the loan, the beneficiary has to pay the interest rate decided by the bank. Okay, right. You see, in this, the maximum subsidy benefit is up to 1.8 lakh rupees only. The subsidy benefit shall not cross more than this in any case. Okay, and this benefit will be credited in 5 installments. Okay, 5 installments um, uh, to the uh, directly to the borrower's bank account uh, under the direct benefit scheme, direct benefit transfer scheme. Okay, this is the interest subsidy scheme. This is for, you can say, middle income groups, little bit well off people who have the wherewithal to construct a house and can take a loan and construct a house. Okay, so this is the fourth vertical of the scheme. Okay, then we will see how the scheme is being how the scheme is being administered, and what is the governance aspect in this scheme. So let me tell you one thing. In implementing this scheme, government of using or employed a lot of tech driven aspects. Technology is being used like anything to achieve efficiency in the implementation of the scheme. Okay, so technology is one of the important aspects in the administration or implementation of this scheme. So first, some platforms are there. Awaassoft platform is there. It is a web portal, and Awas Plus app is there. It is a app for collecting the data survey purpose. Okay, you see, this is a workflow enabled governance platform, both Awaassoft and Awas Plus. Um, and it is tracking every stage of the program from beneficiary identification to uh, till the fund release stage. That is the end of the program. Okay. Then another aspect is geo-tagging and space technology. Okay. These things are also being utilized. You know, I think by this time you might have realized the utility or benefit of geo-tagging. Once a property is being identified, okay, by the satellites on the ground, it will be geotagged, means coordinates, the particular property's coordinates will be linked on the satellite map, and it cannot be duplicated further. Okay, means one house you cannot show that it is built once, and the second time also you are showing the same house, but you are saying that new house has been constructed. With the tagging of properties, you cannot do that. You can eliminate the duplication and the misleading. Okay, right. So to prevent the leakages, okay, and to prevent the leakages and ghost, to eliminate ghost beneficiaries also, these two platforms, these two things, geotagging and space technology, are helping us a lot. Okay, right. You see, installments, we are monitoring this through the satellite. So the installments money installments will be released only after identifying certain stages of construction. They are completed and they are geotagged, and the photos are being uploaded in the Awaassoft platform. What are the stages? Foundation stage, lintel stage, and the roof stage. Okay. In this way, we can better address the leakages, we can prevent the leakages, and we can prevent the corruption. Okay, all right. One more thing is, you see, convergence. We are converging this scheme with other schemes also. By this time, I think you might already have realized convergence has become a buzzword in governance of our country. What is convergence? Pooling the resources, financial resources, human resources, other resources, so that we can eliminate the duplication, we can achieve more efficiency by pooling the resources. You see, some important schemes are there. All of these schemes here, whatever I have mentioned, Swachh Bharat Mission, MGNREGA, or GRAMG now, Saubhagya and Jal Jeevan, all of them are for benefiting the rural people only, to develop the rural areas only. So why don't we converge all these schemes and reap the benefits of these conversion by efficiently utilizing the resources? Okay, so rightfully or rightly, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme has been converged with the schemes, rest of the schemes, like the schemes I have mentioned. Okay, and uh, uh, so that we can create the actual robust civic infrastructure that we have discussed in the initial stage of this discussion. So Swachh Bharat Mission, when the house is being built under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, from the Swachh Bharat Mission scheme, 12,000 rupees can be provided to the assistance will be provided for constructing a toilet. Okay. Then under MGNREGA or GRAMG, 90 to 95 days of unskilled labor wages can be paid for the labor who are working or who are constructing this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay. So in this way, cost of construction can be reduced. Salaries will be provided from the GRAMG Act. That is the another convergence. That is another convergence. So the third one is Saubhagya and Jal Jeevan. Under Saubhagya, you know, electricity connection will be provided to the house. That is the purpose of the Saubhagya scheme. And under Jal Jeevan, a functional house tap water connection will be provided. Okay. In this way, the scheme is being converged with the rest of the schemes. Okay. Right. Now we will go into some critical analysis of the scheme. Very, very important from the mains point of view. Some challenges are there in implementation of the scheme. What are the challenges? First is the land clearance. Okay. You see, land availability and clearances is one of the important problem. You see, this problem is there especially in urban areas. Okay. So finding the encumbrance of free house for affordable housing program, okay, or bank for BLC, okay, or for BLC program we have studied here, okay, beneficiary-led construction program. Finding encumbrance-free land is a very, very big issue, especially in urban areas. Okay, it is a major roadblock, which is inflating the cost, means cost of construction is increasing, and which is also stalling the urban projects. Okay, this is first problem. Second problem is rising the input costs. Okay, you see all the costs of the inputs that are used in construction, like steel, cement, these prices have risen like anything. Okay, and the standards, even still the government is following the standard allocation of 1.2 lakh and 1.3 lakh, especially in the rural areas, PMAY-Gramin, which is not at all sufficient for rural builders. So this problem also has to be addressed immediately. Means we have to increase the allocation at any cost. Okay. Third thing is um, credit reluctance. You see, financial institutions, especially the banks, you know, it's particularly about the PMAY-Urban. Banks are hesitating to fund this interest subsidy scheme for EWS or LIG, low income group people, due to lack of appropriate documents with the beneficiaries. They are unable to submit the documents, or they also see this as these groups have high default risk, means they may not be in a position to repay the loans they have taken. So the fund credit is not flowing to these groups for constructing the houses. Then finally, the political angle or governance angle, you see the things like land, housing, these are in the state list. They are in the states. They are in the state list, means it is the responsibility of the states. But because this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is started by the central government, if different political parties are there at the center and state, so there might be cooperation missing in implementation of the schemes. So states sometimes may not be ready to implement the scheme. Sometimes central government is not releasing the required funds to the states, etc., etc. So this type of political and governance problems are also becoming a crucial challenge for the scheme. Okay. All right. So some suggestions you can give as to how to improve the scheme. We have to promote the alternative housing technologies, like adapting prefabricated housing methods. Okay, where uh, uh, prefabricated plates like this will be arranged and a house will be constructed. Then looking towards green building materials. Okay, so that the burden on environment can also be reduced, etc., etc. That can also be done. Second solution is very, very important one. We have to very much emphasize and develop the rental housing, affordable rental housing. This is the crux of the entire discussion. Okay. So we have to emphasize on affordable rental housing complexes, big complexes we can build so that people can come and rent the houses. Okay. To support this, highly transient modern labor, which has high mobility, and in that way, the proliferation of slums can be prevented. Okay. Then third thing is getting permissions is also very difficult in our country, you know very well. So why don't we provide a single window clearance for all the permissions required? Tap water, municipal connection, municipal electricity permission, okay, tap water permission, okay, everything. Why don't we provide in a single window manner so that the construction of the houses can be started immediately? Okay, so these are some of the solutions we can suggest. Of course, you can suggest that the allocation or standard allocation of 1.2 lakh and 1.3 lakh is also not at all sufficient. So why don't you increase it to 2 lakh and 2.5 lakh, something like that you can suggest. Okay. You can look regularly, you'll be reading the newspapers, okay, listening to news. So there also you take some solutions to address the problems that are there in implementation of this scheme. Okay. This is what you have to learn about the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Very, very important from the point of view of examination. Okay. In the next session, I will come up with another important topic, another important scheme. Okay. So until then, we have a very good time. See you. See you next time. Have a good day.